2 to 3 weeks, I'm gonna have to come out here and water it. I'm trying to picture it now. It's January 2nd, and it's time for me to go to the greenhouse because it's above freezing to water these plants. What is Kim gonna do? She's gonna go, eh. That's what she's gonna do. Friend, so I made a mistake. When I was cutting down, well, I didn't make a mistake, but when I was cutting down, like I cut down my marigolds, I needed to save some of those seeds. Now it's been about 5 days since I did that. Okay. And now I'm about to go in the back and mow the lawn. And all that is still sitting there. So hopefully there's some seeds in there. I actually got those seeds from my sister. And I still have more. But it would have been nice to collect the second generation, being totally goofy. I'm gonna go mow the lawn first. I'm not gonna record it like whatever. I haven't mowed my backyard in maybe about a month. Um, so let me find a hoodie because it's like 47 degrees right now. And I'm gonna get back there. I need to cut up those branches, do all that because tomorrow is refuge pickup and oh, my babies. They're crooked. Hold on. It's refuge pickup and I need to get the stuff out there. So I'm gonna mow the lawn first and catch you. So because I put that there to keep Miss Possum from knocking it down, she tore off one of the pickets. She needs to go. I should be able to get some seeds from there, but I'll take a look. So let me get started. And that pot fell over. I don't understand. I have a brick in there. Let's see. Oh yeah, this is definitely a seed pod. You know what I'll do? I'm gonna take this up front and just go over at my leisure. I got my gloves on. Pick up these roses. Stop freaking myself. And I currently have on the worst pants today. I got on the pants that always fall down. So it's going to be a lot of editing out me constantly pulling my pants. But I'm going to go see along the tree line, all the branches I left, and cut them up and bag them up. Picked up all the sticks. Thankfully got them all in one bag. Pulled up the tomatillos that were growing in my landscaping and some weeds. I did cut down my hydrangea. And then I had some, I think they're black eyed Susans in that corner. I don't know. They were yellow. There were some seed pods, so I collected and put in my pocket. I said another video, but I'm gonna leave this plastic up. It's got holes in it. It's gonna have to be replaced probably every other year or so anyway. But I'm just curious to see how it's gonna fare through the winter. So I'm gonna leave it up, and I'm just gonna store stuff in there. Still haven't decided if I'm gonna put my roses in there or my pot with my boys' plants. I haven't decided, and my hosta that's down there. But definitely I'm gonna dump out the water in that rain barrel and store it in there. All the other pots, I either cut up or pulled out the roots of those plants. Now, usually in the fall, like in the front, if I had cocoa liners, like, you know, for the hanging baskets, I use those, what's left over, and put them in the pots to protect them in the wintertime, or I just use leaves. Last year back here, I feel like I used way too many leaves. But the soil was so great, and now the soil's compacted again. So over time, through the winter time, the leaves are going to mulch up, and it's going to help fertilize the soil. So that's why I like it. But I also have a big old bag left over from the straw that I bought in the summer to protect the roots. Hold on, I gotta keep an eye on my lawnmower. I left it by my fence, and people will just walk up and take it, even though it's in my backyard. Anyway, um, so I haven't decided whether or not I'm going to use the leaves from the trees or the hay. But I'm going to have to pull up the hay real fast because the hay will grow grass in my pots, and that's one thing I don't want either. Anyway, let me mow. I'm not going to record it. You sick of seeing me mow? I'm going to mow, and then I'll come back for, because while I'm mowing, I'm going to be thinking, and I'll think about my next step. All right, I mowed the lawn. I left that patch over there because it's some lemon balm I need to collect for my cousin. So like I said, I'm going to leave the greenhouse up. I keep going back and forth what I'm going to put in there, and I made up my mind. I'm going to cut, because my neighbor said if I leave this lemongrass and like put it in my garage, it might come back next year. And instead of putting it in my garage, I'm going to put it in my greenhouse. That's what I'm going to do. And then I'm going to empty out my rain barrel, put that in the greenhouse, and maybe my rose bush. I might put that in the greenhouse. So let me get started on that. Oh. It smells amazing. It really does. I'm just going to clean it up and put it in my greenhouse. And then as far as the bricks that I put down in the greenhouse, I only had one weed grow in there. It wasn't too bad. Let's see. Oh, the girls are out. Say hey, girl. Hey, girl. Oh my God. Anyway. Okay. Okay. Oh, heavy. I don't know if you remember this plant that I had in there trying to revive it. There's a sign of life. I'm gonna plant it and see what happens. So let me put that off to the side. Look at that, there's life. This is the dilemma I have. I'm gonna have to do studying because it's gonna be my first year doing something like this. Like, I'm not an expert. I don't know. But my blueberry bush is still alive. Technically, my rose bush is still gonna be alive. My lemongrass is gonna be alive but dormant. If I put it in this greenhouse, if I put all those things in my grape plant in the greenhouse, I'm not gonna water it. Do I water it when it goes dormant? Let me Google this real quick. I still gotta water at least every 2 to 3 weeks if it's above freezing. OMG. I'm not gonna wanna do that. I'm not gonna wanna come out here when it's super cold. Like, this is the one thing about me and gardening. I know this is a bad angle and I'm sorry. My boo, he wants to go to a warmer climate. He was like, you could garden year round. No, no, thank you. I like my break in the wintertime where I don't have to worry about coming out here and watering and checking on things. So if I put these things in my greenhouse every 2 to 3 weeks, I'm gonna have to come out here and water it. I'm trying to picture it now. It's January 2nd, and it's time for me to go to the greenhouse because it's above freezing to water these plants. What is Kim gonna do? She's gonna go, eh. That's what she's gonna do. Ugh. If I don't put stuff in this shed, I mean in this greenhouse, then I'm gonna have to take the plastic off. But I do want to leave. I just want to see what it's gonna do in the wintertime. I just carried this big old heavy plant over to this greenhouse. To just leave everything the way it is. I could just do that. And then I could just use this greenhouse as a little bit of a shed. Things that won't fit in my shed, put it in the greenhouse. As heavy as this lemongrass was, I'm just gonna put it back. Because I'm not gonna water it. I know myself. I'm not gonna come out here. I'm not gonna water it. So it's gonna die that way. So no matter what, it's gonna die. To make it easier for when I'm out here mowing in the fall, I'm gonna put some of these pots on my bench that's over there and up out of the way. Yeah. All right. I feel like I should. It's probably copyrighted. Anybody grew up looking at Benny Hill? That's what I'm feeling right now. Let me rewind. Yesterday, my phone died. As usual, while I was recording. I thought it was still rolling when I noticed it was dying, and I made an exit and all kind of stuff. Or exit, speech. I did so much yesterday. I felt like part of my rib had popped out. It was hurting. I don't know. It was probably a muscle. So I mowed the backyard, cut up the branches that I had cut down from 5 days ago. Was moving pots back and forth, and then I moved them off the grass. I'll show you what I put in my greenhouse though. I am going to leave it up regardless. Had to clean up from there, and then I came to the front of the house where it was just leaves galore. This even lost more. Like, it wasn't this bare yesterday. And I had picked up, it was a lot of leaves. Like, the amount that's here now, that wasn't anything compared to yesterday. But I mowed up here. See my bags. Cleaned up a little bit more. I was outside yesterday from like 9:30 to 2 o'clock. So today, yeah, I'm not into it, but I have to keep going. I did save the seeds from the marigolds and I cut them up. And as I'm looking on the ground, I'm seeing seeds. Seeds. But I'll do a separate video of me saving those seeds from the marigolds from the black-eyed Susans. I think they're black-eyed Susans. Anywho, I'm gonna stop rambling because again, my phone's only at 40%. All right. This is what I did. Got all the pots away from the grass. I think my phone was already dead by then, but when I picked up one of these pavers, I saw a grub. So I'm gonna use the rest of my grub treatment over here. But I still need to thin out my strawberries a little bit more. But put the rose bush back, put everything back. In my greenhouse, I put my rain barrel in there. The planter. Some other planters. Just miscellaneous things in here. But I am going to take this out because I need this pot. But this is basically where I ended. Looks so much neater.